Welcome to Destination Divergence, episode 69. This is
Nice.
the Might, Metal, and Magic group, who most recently, 3/4 of them at least, have gotten into the Reckonmark Academy, the most prestigious military academy in the world. There were quite a few trials you had to get through that eliminated most of the other applicants. They were tests of your teamwork, your combat skill, and your presence on the field, your ability to command others, and your tactics. Eli, unfortunately, did not make it through the combat round, but the other three have received opal rings that serve as sort of an indication to others of their new status as members of Reckonmark Academy. After you all had this award ceremony, you headed back to the local inn that you were staying at, which I believe was a Gold Dragon Inn, where Eli was leading the crowd of other rejects in a fuck you song towards all of you entering now. But after you all went to bed that night, you found that your experiences over these past few weeks have enriched you, and so you all leveled up. So, it is the next morning. What do you all do?
Why was it we were trying to get into that school? Let's get a dragon shot, right?
I think so. That sounds right.
I think we were looking for the sliver of whatever the fuck his name is.
Oh, that demon lord.
The demon.
Yeah, I wrote that stuff down somewhere, someplace.
Oh, was it in the library?
No, it's in one of my post-it notes.
Find one of the blank pages at the back of a Draconic Prophecy book. Just scribble on that a little bit.
Basically. Oh god, did I write it in a different... I have like 3 different notes sections, so, it's in the one that's not open. God fucking damn it. Well, hold on. I knew it was here somewhere. No. Oh, that's dog treat for Juno. Here you go, Juno.
You keep a dog treat in your notebook.
The player character's level actually refers to the argument that the sleep function between thoughts takes.
Oh dear.
Lol, I did not actually write it down. Now that I'm looking at this, I see the only thing that I wrote down was,
I think it's Balshalol.
yeah, sure.
I think we're trying to stop him from coming back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So you all know a few things. Balshalor is the shadow in the flame. He is currently being imprisoned by the Church of the Silver Flame inside the Silver Flame itself. The Silver Flame was originally created as a giant prison for him, which is something you had uncovered previously. I forget who told you that, but you did learn that. However, what you were uncovering more recently was the Overlord Rak'Tulkesh, the Rage of War, who was the Overlord who influenced Nala's tribe of barbarians, from whom Nala broke free from many years ago, but it seems that the clutches of Rak'Tulkesh have formed around him yet again. As you faced Nala underneath the city of Thaliost so recently, alongside a Rakshasa, who appear to be gathering some fragments, some dragon shards, Kyber dragon shards specifically. The Traveler, I believe, told you after reading some of the Draconic Prophecy that these Rakshasa are attempting to assemble all of these shards scattered across the land in order to bring Rak'Tulkesh back. the overlord of war, destruction, and violence.
Respectable.
All right.
And so you are in pursuit of one of these shards here in this city. So the traveler mentioned that there was one here after he met you, after you successfully got one of these shards from under Thaliast.
Right. So now that we've got sort of more clout in this city, we should maybe start seeing if we can investigate.
I think the reason why we did that whole entrance exam was so that we could like look around the academy, right?
I mean, y'all can look around the academy. I can do. I'll find something else to do, I guess. Fucking Ivy League shits.
Well, I think if we say we're hiring you, probably come in as well.
Hiring me? What do you mean by hiring me?
Well, if we were like, oh, this is Eli, and we brought him with us as a prank to the entrance exams, we just needed a fourth person. He's actually our retainer, and we need him very much to carry our things. Or something like that. Well, we need his therapy dog, and he's the only one who can keep it from murdering 1,000 people, or something. I don't know.
No,
They'd
that
probably
sounds
let you in.
extremely right.
Eli's just like pouting.
Oh,
Sorry you didn't get in, by the way.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to pull any tricks because I thought they were like gonna dock points off me on that, but then I realized that I probably should have done some tricks to not die because Dross
fair,
isn't in front of me.
They probably like you more than me. Or at least that one guy does.
I mean, you did really good though. Like I'm impressed. I mean, I'm kind of pissed off that I didn't get in, but like I'm impressed.
If anything, I think this just gives us a chance to research into different avenues.
Oh, Trost, if you could take the dick out of your mouth first, you'd be a lot easier to understand.
That is so rude.
Oh, sorry, was that not a dick?
No,
Oh, it's a
You are
bratwurst.
the dick.
Sorry. Stop hating me.
What the fuck?
His voice was muffled.
No, it's just the conversation after that. You're the dick. Well, stop beating me.
Dross chomping down on Leroy's arm.
Which arm?
It's
The
okay.
spooky arm or
Dross
the
is
normal
just
arm?
Steven.
Either one works.
I'd like to imagine that
one.
there's just like a normal interaction where Dross like reaches out at Leroy's arm and tries to take a bite, and Leroy like swats him away.
Oh, dear. Okay. Well, what different avenues do you recommend, Drost?
I think the cathedral was our other guess.
True. Although we haven't searched the school yet.
Well, no, but if Eli can search the school, then he can be searching the cathedral.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah, I can do that. That's where I think I might. What was his name? Wasn't Michael B. Anthony? He's a guard. No, it's not Brevin Mornington Dust because he's also a guard as well.
You mean that priest?
Yeah, the priest.
Yeah.
Or the priestess.
I don't remember if he had a name. Those exams were really stressful.
Yeah.
It felt like I lost months of my life there.
Also,
Me too.
after I left you guys, it felt like it took forever for you guys to like finish up. It was kind of weird. It almost felt like it was much longer than a day, but
Oh, it was even less than a day.
I
So
know it was
strange.
less than a day.
It was like an afternoon.
I know, but it just felt so long.
Maybe the shard here like manipulates time.
That would make sense, honestly, though. All right. Well, we should
Okay.
probably get moving and not just be sitting here
Yes.
on our hind legs over here.
Should
True.
we do pairs?
We could
Oh,
do
you
that.
guys are gonna have somebody company little old me? Don't everybody raise their hands at once now.
Bad time to take a really big bite of my burger.
I mean, I'm not really a huge fan of this religion, so I'd prefer to avoid any sort of cathedral or priest.
Frost, you have authority problems. Do you want to avoid the school or make them your bitch?
I feel like Dross is gonna get people in trouble. It's gonna get you
Yeah.
guys in trouble.
I can either piss people off at the school or I can piss people off at the church. Which do you
Well,
want?
the thing is, the priest at the church is an undead guy. I don't think he can get pissed off that easily, unless you like burn down his whole church. But don't do that. Don't do that.
Get.
Probably don't talk too much about fire around him. He seems like a bit of a vampiric type.
Hmm.
Could be a touchy subject.
Alright. If I must go with Eli, then I will go with Eli.
Hey.
All right.
Well,
So
off to the school for us then.
I suppose so.
Okay. Let's start with those going to the church.
All right.
Eli, you were there once before, so you would remember it pretty well already.
Yeah.
So let's go with this one. It is, as I mentioned before, in the much more beaten down side of town. There are the scars of war, some repaired, some left as a reminder, and others just abandoned, as magic and bombs have destroyed most of this place. It seems most of the town has moved up farther north to the newer side of town that was built more recently. And rather than rebuilding over all of this destroyed side of town, it's left as sort of cheaper housing. In the middle of all this is the very large chapel with stained glass windows, mostly red in theme, and very dark stone all about. Speaking of dark, the whole place is fairly dark. And inside, again, past all the stone pews, you see a nearly motionless priest who you would almost mistake for a statue if you had not spoken with him before, standing over an altar.
Well, hi there.
Yes, hello. You come again.
Yeah, you remember me. Oh, that's fantastic. So we're kind of on a bit of a quest right now. And we wanted to know if you noticed anything weird lately. Any strange phenomena that might have happened. Say like a pulse of energy, or like a weird light somewhere, or like something being fishy.
Forgive me, how lately are you speaking? As lately as 4 years ago? As lately as months ago?
Sorry, I should have clarified. As lately as like since the second morning, or a little bit before the second morning.
So within the past few
Like
months.
the past month, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You see, we're adventurers, and we're trying to make sure that the morning doesn't happen anywhere else, because that's some fucked up shit. We've been in there, or we've been over there, and it was pretty scary.
Indeed. I've heard only rumors of these places, but terrible, terrible tragedies. That much loss of life can never be repaired.
I don't know. I kind of feel like he'd like it.
Well, no, because he's not dead. Everyone in that Morning Land is dead.
Isn't he undead?
That's not dead.
It's pretty close.
No, it's not. Anyways, ignore my colleague here.
The difference is I chose to be this way. I gave up my humanity in order to serve as a guide for the living. And so, as you too are living, and you're seeking guidance, that is what I am here to offer. Unfortunately, I have not noticed anything strange other than what it seems you already know. There are strange times. The first morning was unprecedented and terrible. But we all thought, well, it's been years at this point. It must have been an isolated incident, but now it's happening all over again, and at an increasing rate.
Well, don't worry, we're on the case.
What advice I can offer you is stick close to those you hold dear in times such as these. We only have one life, and you gotta make the most of what you've got with it.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I have Juno right here. She's my pride and joy. I couldn't do anything without her. I guess if you hadn't noticed anything weird, have you noticed any increased guard activity in any particular region of the city?
Well, the Academy has been gathering as much might as they can recently.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard of many of the higher-ranking officials being moved out recently, sent off to various corners of the continent to try and offer what assistance they can. Whether that's helping keep the people calm under panic, or trying to track down what could be causing these things. And of course, they are attempting to rapidly train as many others to fill their places as they can. Who knows how many of the officers they've sent away will return home, and how many they'll need to send out again. Brave people. All of them.
I agree. Dross, did I miss anything that could be important information?
People acting strangely, perhaps in crowds. People acting far more disorderly than previous.
Oh yeah. Crap, I didn't even think. So, anybody
Sort of.
been a little aggressive or, not acting themselves?
Now that you mention it, not so much aggressive, but there's been a
Opening
certain
notes.
cruelty recently.
Cruelty how?
Well, there hasn't been so much of a rise in violent crime, but the crimes that are violent have been more violent recently. We think that's just stress from the times causing people to, well, act out more fiercely than they would normally. So we're doing the best we can to, again, offer guidance and comfort for any who seek it. But even beyond violence, just an apathy among the people, a coldness. Less willing to help each other than they were. Which, of course, we here at the church are trying to counteract and keep people back on track. But it's strange how hadn't put those two things together, but now that you mention it, yes, there has been a bit of a shift more than a change in the attitude of the peoples.
Does it occur more often in any specific area or all over?
I'm afraid I don't really have that kind of information. I
think that would be an answer for like the city guard or
people,
something.
yes, that would be wise. People here, they come to the church to to speak to someone when they need someone to speak to, and to talk about the terrible things that have happened to them or the terrible things they've done. Have an ear to listen, which I'm a good listener. So I hear some things, and I said I'm trying to be careful not to provide any details, but I can give you the overview, so to speak, the pulse of the city. But unfortunately, the pulse is all I've got.
Well, thank you kindly. That's more than you know, than we really, you know. I don't know where I was going with that sentence, honestly. But thank you so kindly for answering our questions and trying to give us a little bit of information while still keeping your people's, you know, private lives out of it. We don't want to invade on any of that. By any chance, does your church take donations? I don't have a lot of money, but I'd love to you know, offer up some funds for the church for your services.
Of course, if you'd like to make another donation of blood, as you did last time, the altar is here.
I forgot it was blood. I forgot it was a blood donation. Yeah, of course.
Oh shit! Oh fuck! Oh shit! It's blood.
Yes, the blood that helps sustain me and the other priests here, so that we may continue doing our work.
Well, yeah, of course. You guys are doing well, I haven't met your colleagues, but you are doing a great job, sir. And I'm gonna take out my dagger.
Lunges it into his stomach.
just take a little cut and, you know, start dripping out some blood.
All right.
Yeah, and I guess after
Do
that,
you give like a just a little bit of blood, or are you like really donating blood here?
Hit points amount of blood.
I'm not gonna give like a whole pint of blood, but maybe like
a gallon.
Oh no.
That's probably enough to kill you, right?
Maybe like a half pint of blood, so it's not like a full blood donation.
Let's say like, not points of damage here necessarily, but just like drop one hit die for now. Like you just spend a hit die of blood, basically.
Oh, like I don't know how to do that. Do you get rid of a hit die?
You should have a. Oh, I guess this version of Foundry, they still don't have that. Just click on a short rest, and then you can just spend a hit die. You're already at max HP anyway, so that'll be it.
Alright.
Alright.
There we go.
Thank you very much for your donation. It's much appreciated by all of us here.
I give him a little bow as I try to wrap up my wound.
Mm-hmm.
Can't you just heal that?
I'm not wasting my mana energy on a fucking little baby cut.
You're bleeding.
I have a healer's feat.
Alright.
Alright. Anything else while you're here at the church?
I feel like this information has to be taken to the other two. Wait, do we split off at the same time? Like, are they already there?
depends on what the other two would do. You didn't communicate it beforehand, I don't
Yeah,
think.
we didn't communicate beforehand. So, would you guys stick around for us to come back, or would you just go off,
We
guys?
are
I think we were
gamers.
going off at the same time.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
assumed you guys are going off.
'Cause otherwise, we'd take Drost, right?
Unless there's like a separate, like city guard location or something. I don't think we can get more information. Because, like, the next step in my brain is let's go find the city guard to be like, hey, we're investigating, the violent crimes. I'm Detective Bilbo Baggins. Tell me more. Where have these occurred? Stuff like that. With my 22 charisma. Sorry.
24.
24!
Let's jump over to the people at the school for a second, then we'll get back to Drost and
Yeah,
Eli.
of course.
Can we start like on the way to the school, please?
Sure.
Okay. So Leroy,
Milos kills Leroy.
no. So Leroy, I've had a thought.
All right.
Remember how I made those tuning forks for you?
Yeah.
And then you tuned one in the town, right?
Yeah, I did. It's
But you Get the
cold.
material plane. Yeah, you got the plane of Burr.
Yes. Rivia, I think. Or Rivinia, whatever.
Okay.
Is he, I think, maybe?
Back in Galiost, I think it was the plane of Rage, not Heat, so it might not be exactly the same, but I remember as we were getting close to the shard, it was getting unspeakably hot.
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe we could, maybe it would help to pay attention to if we feel like it's getting any colder anywhere we go.
Oh, good idea. Find the temperature gradient, climb up it,
Yeah.
walk
Maybe.
down it. You understand?
If it's even similar, it might be worth a shot.
Sure. Yeah. DM.
It's cold.
It's cool.
Have we noticed whether it's colder on one side of town or another?
Give me a perception check.
You're gonna make me tab out of Skyrim and press perception buttons.
Yes, you are playing a tabletop role-playing game.
In what we call Dungeons and Dragons.
I actually just launched Skyrim. It's fine.
Can I
There we
make
go.
a case
Perfect.
for my passive perception since I haven't been paying attention until now.
You may. Yeah, passive perception's fine.
21.
Jesus.
It's cold.
It's cold.
It's much
about
colder
as
here
cold
than
as
it was in Thalios. That you know for sure.
Okay, well that's a plus. We know that.
Yes.
Is it colder by the seafront or not by the seafront? Why don't we go visit the seafront? We're here, aren't we?
You walk. So you walk down to the seafront first.
Yeah, although it's just crossing the town square, I think.
Yeah, you're pretty close. All right. Yep. You can walk out to where the cliff is, where the Great Bridge was destroyed, and I'd like to see if you can feel the temperature here and see if it's any different. You can roll that.
Yeah. Just let me get a visible mouse again. What the
Cold?
heck? I don't have my mouse. Hello? We'll just go with my passive perception. It's 15.
Yeah, it's cold.
It's cold.
It's tricky.
Mousies?
There's a bit of a wind blowing. It's kicking up snow at you. It's kicking up mist from the sea below. It's a lot of environmental factors here that are making it pretty difficult to figure out exactly how cold it is.
Okay.
At least my feeling.
Does my tuning fork attuned to Rivia seem any more or less comfy attuned? Does it seem...
I'd say that's an Arcana check.
Nope, I was really hoping it'd be one of those. Oh.
Oh.
Passive Arcana?
You can't bargain for passive arcana after you- yeah. Yeah, this is magic you understand, obviously. It's a spell you know how to cast. It's an item you created, but this is still a fairly new concept for you. You've not, like, super delved into this to have more than just practical knowledge of it. So unfortunately, it's hard to tell. I mean, you didn't even get the plane you expected when you attuned it in the first place, so there's definitely some stuff going on that you're not fully aware of.
Oh wait, was I not expecting? Oh, because I was expecting the prime material plane, but it wasn't it because it was Rivia.
Yep.
Cool.
Rizia.
I don't care.
Eberron destroyed.
With facts and logic.
Oh,
Keith
dear.
Baker in shambles.
Oh.
Alright. So that doesn't seem to help. Well, I guess we could just cross town and see if it's colder there.
Yeah, I went up to the market and checked out Winterside earlier, and I don't remember it being particularly colder than at the inn.
So maybe we're barking up the wrong tree?
Maybe.
Oh.
I haven't been to Old Reckonmark yet, and we haven't really explored the Academy grounds all that much.
Yeah, well, let's explore the academy then.
Yeah.
Alright.
Maybe
So-
afterwards we can go meet up with Eli and Drost at wherever that cathedral is.
Good plan.
Oh no.
Well, okay. Maybe a medium plan. I get the sense Drost is going to want to leave there quickly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Still, we could go see if they're there.
See if they're where?
There.
Maybe at a safe distance.
Right,
Oh, from
right.
you're going to
Because
the
of
church now?
explosions and fire.
No.
No. After the academy.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. It's like, wait, this is... I was about to ask you to roll high or low to see if you bump into each other heading back.
Oh, we won't be bumping into one another.
So you're heading to the academy then, which is right nearby, because you're right on the where the bridge connected, essentially, right on the cliff there. So, great big gates, zombies outside, and a little gatehouse next to it that is contained for warmth for the poor guard who has to stand outside in there.
Oh. Let's see.
So we
So how do you think this works, Leroy? I mean, we got those opal rings. Do we just show them to the person?
I assume so. Certainly, I hope I don't have to hand it over. It's really jammed on this finger. Alright, so I walk up with a flourish, if you will.
Is the ring on your spooky hand or your regular hand? It's just for mental
Let's
image.
see. It's left hand. Right, that's the non-married one, right? I don't remember anything about rings.
Left hand is the married one.
Fuck. Okay, it's on the spooky hand.
It's on the spooky hand. Alright. So you hold up your spooky hand, and the guard kind of like does a double take, but then as you hold it out expectantly, he's like finally recognizes what he should be looking for. And then looks expectantly at Milos, like eyebrow raised.
I will, like, dig in the front of my shirt and pull out, like, around my neck, a necklace with the ring attached on and hold it up.
Alright, he nods and reaches down beneath the windows to something you can't see. And pops up with a small stone which he appears to speak something into. Some runes covering out in different places, some of them larger than others, kind of like leaving trails of magic around the stone. And then gives you a salute, and the two zombies at the gate begin to step aside as the gate swings gently and slowly open.
All right. I guess in we go.
Yep. That was easier than expected.
Yeah, really.
We didn't even have to talk to the person.
Which is really ideal if you think about it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not good at that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of good at it, but I don't like doing it.
Thank goodness for Eli.
Right?
Oh,
Anyway, maybe we were going in.
All right.
yes.
So, you've been here before. You got the open courtyard in front of you, much smaller than the one you saw out back, where you were doing some of the exercises previously with the tactics test. But was the giant building in front of you, which appears cobbled together as it's been added onto and subtracted from over the years as needs arose. Great big double doors in front. I
We
assume
walk up
you're
to
there.
them.
Are there any other doors? Or just
You
big
could walk
double
around a
doors?
little bit. You did come out a back door into the big courtyard in the back before. But
Okay, so if we came out the door in the back to get to the courtyard, that means we must have gone in, like, the front doors, right?
yes,
Or have we not? Okay.
the front doors are
let's
how
go
you
in the
got
front
in
doors.
previously with the whole group of people before.
I don't know, Leroy. I feel like we should knock. I mean, those are big doors.
Well, what if we walk up to them and see if they just open?
Oh, that's smart.
It happens at places like this.
They seem fancy enough.
Okay, so you walk up to the door
Mm-hmm.
and you feel faint buzzing on each of your rings, the opal rings, on Leroy's spooky hand and on the necklace around Milos's neck. And the doors do indeed begin to slowly open.
Melon. You're supposed to say that.
Okay. I don't understand why, but I believe you. I
Beyond
might
the
be skeptical, but maybe.
Beyond the great double doors is a long hall. And I believe before you'd walk down to the end of this hall and there was a large arena through another set of double doors on there. But
Mm-hmm. Oh, the same double doors? No, different double doors.
yeah,
Okay.
double
much smaller,
doors.
much less grand at the end of the hall. Although this hallway is very grand as well. There are many chandeliers above, though not fancy and gold. They just appear to be designed to be lighting the place. They're all, just iron and candles. And there are statues of some of the great graduates of this place, some great generals. Some statues even of current members of the Order of Reckon towards the end as well. And there are a number of doors down the sides of this hall. At the end of the hall as well, near those double doors, you spot a figure. A familiar figure. The one who had led the tests that...
Oh.
Oh, no. No, the one who had led the tests that allowed you all to get in here, and the one who had, gave you all those precious rings you now bear that allow you entrance to this place. Marinus Asher, one of the current members of the Order of Reckon.
He seems like a useful person to talk to.
Yep, he
Seems
sees you come
worthy.
in and begins walking over to you.
We'll meet him halfway, I think. Probably.
Sure. Yeah, or whatever percentage of the way is.
Long hallway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty long.
I would feel bad making him walk all this way.
Would be a power move, though.
As you discuss this, he's already like a third of the way.
Like frantically trying to come up with some really, really nasty Reckon puns.
Yes. I recognized you. I thought I did. There was one other of your group as well, correct?
Well, two others, but sadly Eli didn't quite make it through the first round.
Eli. The
cute little halfling
the
guy.
halfling. Yes.
Yes.
Eli.
Really, really persuasive.
Well, this isn't a bard's college.
No, it's not. No. Though if you needed him to, for instance, I don't know, ask a squadron or give the order to a squadron to, like, charge that Goliath army or something equally stupid, they would probably do it if he asked.
This is fair, yes, but if he could already do that, then why does he need the academy?
Oh, I don't know, probably to figure out which
regardless,
part of the Goliath army. Yeah, right.
I appreciate your faith in your companion, but
Of course, yeah. We'll point him in the right direction.
yes.
Yes.
Either way, the third one that was with you. Also, your names were L something and
Leroy. Works
Leroy.
fine.
Yes, Leroy.
And Milos.
Milos, thank you. I had to. So many names past couple of days. You understand?
Oh, of course.
It's been. Yes, I really should. I'll get used to your names eventually. I'm sure. I'll be seeing you around here plenty enough.
Thank goodness ours are mononyms, right? All four of us. Well, except Eli. Eli, E-I-O. Maybe he should have had a mononym.
What's a mononym?
One word name.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, that does make it a little easier, though. If someone else has the same name as you, then you start getting into titles and thus.
Right, maybe we should have a guild.
Mhm.
Right, that's beside the point.
Yes, indeed. Well, I was hoping to speak to your group all together. Not necessary if you think you could speak for the big one, Drost. Drost, yes?
That's the one.
Yes. Okay. Drost.
Technically, I think his last name is the Giant Slayer, but I don't know if it's hyphenated or
That's
what.
Getting into titles and such, as I mentioned
Oh,
before.
right. Titles.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
my
but-
bad. Sorry.
Anyways, Drost, I was hoping to speak with you all. You honestly aced those tests with flying colors, and I could tell there's something special about you three, and you had a certain drive to you when coming here, and I just wanted to speak with you about that a little bit. See, most people who arrive here are hashtag salty fish. See, most who arrive here are either those who have worked their way up through the military or were mercenaries for many years and are seeking a more, traditional method of doing things, or are princes or other wealthy sons of daughters of wealthy families. But you all just showed up. I've not heard of any of you before, and now you obviously were able to pay your way in and showed great skill, so you can understand how I'm so curious.
Are we going to have enemies when we get back out there?
Enemies as in the other... Well, I'm sure the other students, the potential students, I should say, won't take super kindly to you having knocked them out of their place here, but they can always apply in future years, and if you're worried about self-defense, we've got plenty of ways for you to study here.
Yeah, we're not,
You seem to
strictly speaking,
hold
worried
your own.
about self-defense, yeah.
Yes, as you might expect, there might be some out there who won't be so happy with you all, but you already proved yourselves over them. They would be fools to attack you, and are you really afraid of fools?
Really depends on how much power the fool has, but they have less than us. This is beside the point.
I mean, it's harder to figure out what someone foolish will do.
As I also said, many of these people are already accountable figures. They are sons and daughters of wealthy families or existing members of militaries all over the continent. If any of them were to do something that foolish, their careers would be over, their lives would be over, whatever you want to say. They would have severe consequences.
Their
think
parents
it's-
would kill them.
Exactly.
Oh.
Exactly. I think it's far more likely that they will simply try again in the future. Although I wouldn't be surprised if some rivalries formed if you prodded them too much.
See that?
It's not it's not a super common thing, I will say, for those who have passed to be attacked by those who haven't. Though regrettably, attacks do still happen. Mostly on, well, let's not get into too depressing topics.
Yeah, we'll just forget about that for the moment.
Yes.
I mean, it's safe to stay on our toes anyway.
The real topic was you all, of course. I wanted to speak with you all, and
Yeah, figure
how
out
did
what
you
made
make
us
your way
this
here?
way.
Yes.
Boy, well,
And how can the Academy best assist you?
right. Do you have somewhere private to talk?
Oh, yes, I do indeed. Right over here, right this way.
Much
I'll lead you
appreciated.
to a door next to the door that leads into the arena, beyond which is a dark set of stairs. Yes, I'll. Oh, here. He flicks his hand out a little bit, and a bit of fire hovers over his palm. It's, right down this way, and he heads off towards the bottom of the stairs, which begin to spiral a little bit.
You know, if it doesn't bother you, I don't actually need light.
Well, it is a little easier to see the steps like this, yeah.
Oh, okay.
For myself,
Cool.
at least, yes.
I understand.
I mean, I need magic to see in the dark, Leroy, so.
I'll close the door behind you if you would.
Oh, sure, mage hand.
Perfect.
Oh, dear.
Leroy, high or low?
Hi.
You go to cast Mage Hand at the door,
Mm.
and instead, your hand on your spooky arm detaches at the wrist and zips over, close the door, and then zips back to your arm.
And I try to play it off as coolly as possible.
I'll give Leroy a
It
weird
looked
look.
pretty to the rest of you around. Leroy kind of flung his hand out and flung his arm out, and his hand just did this. It looked really intentional to you, Milos. Like Leroy just yoked his hand at the door to close it real quick.
I'm still looking at him a little weird, but I'll shrug and continue following.
New hand trick.
That
When
seems
did you
handy.
have time to practice that?
Don't know. Well, it seems natural at this point. It's been so long.
Right, well, it's just a few more
Yeah, we were going on,
sets of
yes.
stairs down this way, yes. So there are several flights down you have to go. And then at the bottom, there's another door, which he has to unlock a bit. It seems like he works with a couple locks down there. Slides a bolt and then opens the door. And you see just a small room. Just not many features to it. There's a table, a few chairs.
It's
dark.
also like heated in here, right? It's not like as we've been going down the stairs, it's been getting colder and colder.
Make me a perception check.
Woo!
It's getting colder. But I mean, you are heading deeper into
Yeah.
stone and the dark.
And also rock.
Rock and stone, yes. But,
Out of curiosity.
you feel like it should be easy to heat a place like this with all the magic that they obviously have at their disposal. But it's so dark and cold here.
I will make note of that.
Seems really dark and cold down here.
Yes, well, I understand the more convenient and comfortable a room in this place is, the less private it is.
Of course.
Sounds
He walks around and uses the fire on his palm to light a few torch sconces that are on the walls, and it begins to light up a bit better. And then he flicks out the fire on his hand. Please have a seat. I prepared for the three of you, so there will be one empty. But just kick that one aside or something, I suppose.
I'm not going to kick it. I'm just going to gently move it to the side.
Right. Well, this should be a pretty private place, as far as I know, and I know quite a bit about this place. So that should be an assurance. I mean, as far as I know.
Okay.
Anyways, private place.
Yeah. So the story of how we got here, starting with the very beginning and then getting to where you met me, maybe? Or adjourned. Adjourned? Bridged.
Let's go bridged.
Okay. So we started over in Onder, traveled by turns after meeting some very, very important people through Corvair, particularly.
That's the name of the continent.
Yes, I know that. Spain is where it was. Got a lot of things done along that way, then sort of liberated Thaliost, not personally, but we were sort of around when it happened and tried to make it, not the worst thing that had ever happened. And then went and saved Stormhome after the second morning, and then we came back and saved Thaliost, in a more literal sense, where it was going to blow up with another plane, and we that. So good for us. And now we're here, and we're concerned that this, I pull out my tuning forge, did not. Are you a practitioner of the arcane arts?
Didn't he just light torches and use fire magic to?
Okay, but you can make fire with your hands and not really know how the plane shift spell works.
Yes, I am familiar.
Right. So I attuned this fork here, and it doesn't lead to the prime material plane, or whatever you call it here.
Yeah, that works.
Rinia, I think was what it was called, or Lavinia or something. This leads to the elemental plane of ice. Again, whatever you call it here. I'm from the south.
Yes, I see. That's interesting. Oh, it's probably just a manifest zone, then. It has been quite cold lately.
It
I
has
would imagine. A little overlap with Rizia is to be expected on occasion.
Right, but the issue is that Thaliost also was a manifest zone, just like Passage was, and Passage isn't here anymore, and Thaliost is because we stopped it from blowing up.
We know Passage for certain was a manifest zone. I think we just
Sure
saw
was.
it come from the south.
Well, didn't we see that way back when we made our base, which is sure no more? There was that gem. We had no idea what it was.
Oh,
We shouldn't touch
yeah.
it.
Yeah, I wasn't here for that.
Right.
Yeah.
It seems to be linked to these Kyber dragon shards.
I see. So, Kyber Dragon Shards, yes, I've used some of those in spells myself. But
Oh, me
specific
too.
ones it sounds like you're referring to.
Yes. Who has that last one?
I believe Eli, right?
Oh, okay.
Eli has it.
So our companion, the one who didn't make it in, is currently stewarding that. Is there anywhere where one, sort of on the same scale, might be hiding out in this city?
On the same scale as what? Sorry.
It's the one that Eli has.
Oh, another Dragon shard. I see what you're asking.
Yeah. Unfortunate consequence of the way Leroy talks.
So you are familiar with, well, I should say, not familiar with, but you are, it seems, quite involved with what's been going on lately, with Ondare becoming a new Mornland, and you didn't speak of the Moorholds, but are you familiar with any of the goings on there at all?
Well, we
heard
didn't
what
get
happened,
there.
but we didn't.
See, so you
we've never
didn't get
been.
there. But that implies that you are trying to work against whatever's causing this, and you just weren't
Yeah.
fast
Oh.
enough.
Yeah, of course.
I see.
Yeah, we are anti the world blowing up.
This is important information. Thank you. As I'm sure you've heard, we are sending out many of our officers throughout the world, trying to help out however they can. Many of them just returning home, of course, wherever they came from originally, and trying to help out their homeland. But others, especially those who have become more distanced from their homes, we've sort of arbitrarily assigned into gaps where others' homelands didn't connect and such. But we'll get this information out to them, unless it's a little too
Maybe obscure it a little bit.
obscure it a little bit. We can get out the information that there's these shards, at least. Yes.
Milos, do you think that's a good idea? Probably fine, but second
Yeah.
opinion.
Probably.
Well, I mean, if our officers and their squadrons can even have a chance of dealing with this threat before whatever
Yeah, of
causes
course.
loss of life, that would be the ideal.
Right. This is the when I was in. I come from another military, which was obvious.
Damn it.
I did say come. I'm from one of those special units that, got told more things and got more
Aha.
autonomy.
I
Yes,
see.
that's how I can do this stuff.
Yes.
Maybe, this is one of those things where you tell your soldiers, hey, if you notice something particularly strange, tell your commanding officer, and that's all you need to know. Because I really wouldn't want some poor sap to run in and, Eli, I think, almost died trying to grab this last one.
I trust the officers we train here, and I would
Yeah,
prefer to
of
send
course.
them this information so that they can act on it and perhaps give those orders to those under them.
Sure, they can do that. Yes, I don't need to
Having
micromanage.
enough local autonomy, at least, and preventing the chain of command from getting too in the way on matters of speed such as this, I think is more important.
Understandable.
I do appreciate. I unfortunately was not part of. I oversee this academy for the most part as my role here. And unfortunately, though many others of the Order of Reckon were privy to more deep military secrets such as those, I never interacted with your the legions, I believe they called you. Yes,
Yeah, that's what.
it's familiar
Well, I'm
with them
from.
at least. Ah, I see. So, Third Legion then, I assume.
Yeah, that would be the one.
Hmm.
Although there's something of a history there.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. I won't pry too much deeper into that. That likely isn't what led you here. It seems you already had military training, but the rest of your story does line up. So you're chasing. Speaking of what led you here, then I assume you're chasing another one of those shards here, and that's why you ask if I've noticed any
Right. Yes.
powerful crystal.
Yes, that would be the last piece of the puzzle on that long thing I said.
I see. I see.
There used to be more of us. They
There used to
Sounds
be more.
like they
of you.
died.
They didn't die. They're on another continent now, I think.
I mean, it's been a couple weeks.
Oh,
They
so
probably
these-
made it.
These dangers spread beyond our continent, then.
Well, they think they do. We had to split up. There wasn't
I see.
enough.
Yes, yeah.
person power.
I can see the wisdom in that. Like I said, we've split up our academy all across the continent at this point, trying to help out.
Yeah. What were you going to say?
Oh dear.
Well, I really must insist that I speak with your whole group. You can bring the bard along as well if you trust them enough.
What?
Oh shit! Are you another dragon?
No,
Oh.
another dragon.
Another?
You've spoken with dragons.
Well, yeah, people they get them. There's this thing
Eli.
where dragons, like, they seem to want to ingratiate themselves into people's society and then find themselves in a position of power, and then, like, that's sort of their nest.
I've always heard that they were just meddling tyrants on their thrones of books and knowledge. Terrifying in their power, really. But you know what? You're the one who's met them, so maybe I've heard wrong.
Yeah, well, I think it really depends. Anyway, that's really not the point. Good you're not a dragon. Insight?
Go ahead and roll insight.
Aw.
A little. I mean, it's definitely a little strange that he came across so aggro against dragons out of nowhere, but that's all you really pick up.
Maybe he just really hates dragons.
Oh, so he's racist. I hear you're a racist now, father.
Oh no!
No.
I've made it worse.
Alright, well, yeah, we can go get our group. I can probably just ask them to come here.
Yes. However, you can get the whole group together.
I appreciate Nick muting himself, but I can still hear the coughing. That's rough.
Just the loud come, and then the very quiet in the background, hacking and dying.
Dying.
Yeah.
Every time you say you make a cum joke, you just lose a hit point.
Oh no!
And it
He'll
comes
be
out your
dead by
mouth.
the end of the session.
I will not stop no matter what.
What if you come? Alright, so I'm going to cast that spell that I cast all the time.
Sending.
Sending?
Sending, thank you. I'm like, it's not scrying, it's not dream, it's not contact other planes, it's not speak with dead. I have a lot of talk to people spells. Alright. To
5 words.
Eli. Come to the academy right now. It's urgent, not life-threatening. I hope that was one word.
I am counting the ums.
Me too. Just get here as soon as you possibly can.
I think it was 25. On
Yep.
the nose.
On the nose. I started. I added possibly.
All right. That's the message you receive, Eli.
Holy moly, I did not think I could go into the academy. I am so excited we are coming right about now.
I think I was still
Juno
on the 25.
too.
Yeah. All right. I do appreciate the first words of sending being "Holy moly!"
It's what Eli has to do.
Which
Eli,
makes sense.
there's no one around. Who the fuck are you talking to?
Do you talk out loud when you do this?
There's nothing saying you. I mean, you can or you cannot. It's up to you.
Eli
There is no
knows
try.
psychic stuff. He wouldn't have said anything like, I don't know who you're talking to. I'm not talking. Boom.
You would have said it out loud, fucker.
Even
Fuck
if
you.
Eli said it out loud, he could probably gaslight Drost into thinking that.
Roll deception. 24.
Oh, all right, Josh, we need to go over to the academy.
Roll gaslight.
Oh gosh.
Roll for abuse.
Anyways,
Did they find it? Did they find the shard? Where are we
No,
going
no,
over
no,
there?
no, 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 no.
Did-
They said
where
it's not life threatening, so I assume they didn't find the shard. But they want us over there.
Alright, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, like we got our information.
So will Eli be able to get in without the ring that we all have?
Oh, I had
I
to do
asked
that.
person.
Oh no, he left.
oh, you were speaking. Okay,
Yes,
I thought
sorry.
that was yeah. Okay, gotcha. Context switching. It's great.
Rapid context switching.
Yeah, no, we're in a roleplay scene with Drost and Eli, and then Milos just speaks to somebody else in the scene. Like, I gotta yank my brain over there. Okay. Yes.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I just didn't expect it. Yes. Yeah, I can. It's a good point. Let me go speak with the guard real quick. They shouldn't. Yes, I'll be right back.
All right.
Leaves the room.
Do I hear him like go all the way up the staircase?
Make a perception check.
Perception.
And you hear his footsteps disappear.
Okay.
Cross is definitely carrying Eli on his shoulder, just so they move faster.
All right.
Doesn't Eli have a dog for that?
Yeah, I got Juno. I'm riding on Juno.
Alright, fair enough.
Trot, 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 trot. The dogs trot.
So since
All
I
that
think,
dog. Sorry.
so since I think that the person is totally gone, I'll turn to Leroy. Have you noticed it, Leroy? It feels like it's getting colder, but I'm not sure if it's like it felt like we were getting colder as we came downstairs, but I'm not sure if that's because we're underground.
Could have something to do with that, but it does seem a lot colder.
I mean, a place this size should be easy to heat, right? I mean, I don't think
Maybe.
I could personally do it without building anything, but I mean, this is the Academy of Reckonmark.
Yeah, they're supposed to be pretty well funded. Yeah, it's kind of suspicious. Of course, that's why I asked him if he was a dragon, because, you know, maybe it was more than we expected was going on. But he said he wasn't.
Makes sense. I mean, but if you were a dragon, would you tell people that you're a dragon?
Oh, shit, you're right.
No, you would not.
Except for the two that you've met that have.
Yeah. Except for both of the dragons that we've met.
Right, they did. But think of how many dragons we might have also met that didn't tell us.
Milos could be a dragon. You might not know.
Milos, if you're a dragon, you have to tell me.
What you guys don't know is Eli's a dragon.
I feel like
Legally-
I'm not legally obligated to tell you that I'm a dragon. Or not a dragon. I don't know. I've lost track of the phrasing. Ugh.
Well, we're all either not a dragon or we are a dragon. It's a fact. It's a science fact.
Anyway, this leads me to believe that if this guy really doesn't know anything about where the shard might be, There's a chance it could be underground somewhere nearby in
That's my thought.
some place of note.
Yeah.
I don't know how close the cathedral is, but if it's close-ish, could be underneath.
It could be. It was in a really bombed out part of town.
Hmm.
All right. I mean, so I don't. If there's more RP
No.
to be had.
No, that's all I've got.
Okay.
I never say anything of value.
Baroness meets Eli and Drost at the gate. He was already speaking with the guard when you arrive, and yes, there you are. The big one is Drost and the bard. The bard was. They just mentioned it. Eli.
Well, hi there.
Yes. Hello. Yes. And yeah, you can bring your pet as well. That's fine. He just kind of waves to the guard, and the guard very quickly nods, and the gates open again. Leads you inside.
I'm curious to find you out here by the gate.
Oh yes, well your friends sent for you, and they mentioned that you might not be able to get Eli in through the gate without someone of higher authority, actually allowing you to do so.
Has something occurred?
Has what occurred?
I don't know. Anything
Oh, we've
as fucked
been
up as normal?
we've been having a conversation, a bit of a secret one, and we figured it was best to have everyone involved.
Alright.
Oh, right this way. And he leads you inside, down the same staircase that he led the others down. Through the doors. Close the door behind him. Says, well, now we have one seat too few. I'll stand. You all said. This is fine.
It's okay. I can
I don't
Sit on
think these
Juno.
chairs are big enough for me.
That's fine. I'll sit. You stand.
Notice the chair, like, visibly buckling when Leroy sits on it.
Yes, pretty much.
It's more like I can only fit one cheek in as opposed to like too heavy.
I just reach over to Leroy's chair every once in a while and dig on it.
I'll just sit cross-legged and still be the tallest in the room.
True. All right. So, figured I should only say this as few times as necessary. You asked about a specific crystal, a powerful one that I may or may not have seen here in our city.
Oh, you guys just flat out asked him about that? All right.
Yes, we've been having a conversation.
Fastest way to a person's heart is a 3-inch incision.
What?
I mean, honesty.
Yeah,
It's honesty.
usually we recommend spears for the fastest way to someone's heart, actually, but
Let me tell you about power would kill. Wait, no.
yes, I'm familiar with it. It's less about reaching the heart and more a different discussion. We're going on a tangent again. Anyways, very powerful crystal, a Kyber dragon shard. Yes.
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 Well, he steps back to the wall opposite the door he came in and reaches up and pushes on a certain brick, reaches down and pushes on another brick. They kind of just slide into the wall, and then eventually the entire wall just shifts down a little bit and then begins to slide to the side.
Oh. Well, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I did say this was a rather secret, private room, as you mentioned. And
Not the most secret and private, because there was that behind it. But I get it.
well, it works out pretty well.
I understand. Yeah, more dramatic this way.
Yes, of course. And as the wall parts a little bit, you see a familiar-looking pedestal on the floor with a Kyber Dragon shard that has just a faint blue glow resonating off of it, just kind of hovering there on the pedestal. This has been a secret kept by the Academy for quite a long time. See, and I'm sorry for deceiving you all earlier. But, yes, we are aware that this is attuned to Rizia, and we are aware that it has other properties as well. It tends to make people more brutal, more cruel. It tends to bring out certain instincts in people. Instincts that are important to hone here at our academy.
Oh, I get it. The different shards do different things.
Yeah, you make your students not realize what monsters they're being, and then it's normal.
Oh, to be clear, we had no idea that this was anything involved with a global plot or whatever.
Oh, I get it.
This was just a magic artifact we found, and, well, it has proven very effective at training incredibly efficient soldiers, I must say.
The other one we found
A good military school.
did rage.
Yes.
I see.
I thought it was madness.
It
A bit of
was
both?
It was sort of a combination.
uncontrollable rage. I was in fact taken over by it for a hot minute, and it was definitely anger.
I was taken over by it, but I don't remember how it feels.
Are you sure the uncontrollable anger is just you, Trust?
Yeah.
Well, if you say so.
My anger is very controllable. Thank you very much.
Very controllable, yet bottomless.
It's like fries.
Fries, can you go over that one?
Oh, like diced up little potatoes.
Diced up little potatoes are like bottomless rage.
Well, if the potatoes are bottomless,
I see. So if the potatoes are bottomless, then they are bottomless like rage.
like rage, yes.
I don't
Wouldn't-
think that correlates.
Are you hiring
Bottom-
new professors?
Wouldn't bottomless apples or bottomless mead also be bottomless? Like, why potatoes?
Yeah.
Well, potatoes
I
are
don't know.
versatile.
Because it's just as there you go. Just
So
as
are apples.
I don't know.
Could
I've
you
never
live
been
off
good
of
at
apples?
culinary
Can you put
arts.
apples in a good stew? Not just any stew, a good stew.
I'm sure we
Well,
could work something out.
more importantly, would it still be a good stew afterward?
Exactly.
Any stew could be a good stew with a little prestidigitation.
With a little potatoes.
This is pointless.
Yes, tangents again, of course, tangents. We are having a conversation about stew with this crystal hovering over my shoulder here.
Eli,
Right.
Oh,
You
sorry. Sorry.
you
You're
have
a
the
little
other
bit
one, correct?
desensitized after the first few.
Oh, yeah, I have the other one.
Alright.
Wow, what's up?
I'll just look at the guy. They have ways of finding these. The people who are looking for them, they know how to sniff them out. They will come here.
Yes. I
Also,
see.
for what it's worth, we don't have special tools to let us sniff them out, and we sort of straight up first thing we looked at in this town, we were like, probably that.
I see. So yes, probably we would want a better hiding spot than this, or something like that.
I think the base assumption would be that they already know, and they're either waiting for a good time to come and get it, or making a plan.
It was the four of us versus two of them last time.
And they outnumbered us.
It was pretty close.
I see.
And you've seen us in the field, so you know it's...
Yes, you are quite capable, of course.
It
I,
was.
I
I've heard the
too
tales of
am quite capable. I was the one who retrieved the Kyber Dragon shard, and I came out unscathed.
Yeah, that is quite impressive, and yes, your companions made sure to inform me that you are above our military education here and don't need it.
No, I didn't say above. I just said he's really persuasive.
Oh, guys,
B- b-
you
b-
say nice things about me. Oh, you guys are so sweet.
Potatoes, potatoes. Anyways,
Why does it always come
what's
back
a
to potatoes
potato?
with you?
Is it as good as a potato?
tangents. Milos, you hear footsteps on the stairs.
I will derail this conversation real quickly and
How?
by asking Marinus, does anyone else know of this? I hear footsteps.
Could be someone lost. There are a few new recruits around here.
It sounds like they're coming
As you're
like straight down to this room.
Yep, as you're speaking that, the door bursts open, and in walks a tall man, who immediately closes the door behind him as well, and you hear it lock, as if he didn't even move his hands to lock it, but you hear it lock. He's very tall. He's wearing long, dark robes that appear fairly ornate, and his skin is very pale.
Does he look familiar at all?
You can make me a history check.
Oh, fuck. It's Alfonso hand job. I know it.
I don't think he had ornate clothes though.
Sorry, I'm just trying to remember how the fuck to
You're
roll.
right.
Here you
All right.
go. Ooh.
Guess I'll make a history check to see
Oh,
if
yeah,
I remember this dude.
Yeah, anyone can roll. Anyone else
My
rolling?
memory is notoriously.
I will roll.
I'm not good at the whole intelligence thing.
History. Oh, wait, I'm not good at intelligence anymore either.
Eli, I will say if you roll, I'd let you roll at advantage because you travel around a lot and you might
All right.
recognize this person.
Advantage.
Okay.
18!
Everyone but Milos, unfortunately for Milos, do you recognize this figure? This is Caius Urwinarn III, current king of Karnath.
Ah, fuck.
There's a reason I don't recognize him. Ugh. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, Eli,
around.
you specifically have heard some pretty spooky stories about this guy from, just being a bard, some rumors and such, as well as legends told amongst, bards of the profession.
All right.
He looks eerily similar to his grandfather. So much so that many people think that his grandfather killed his grandson in his bed and took his place, or something crazy like that. Like, they think that this is still King Caius the First has replaced the third somehow. Nobody knows how or why or how he has maintained his age, but that is the spooky rumor on the streets.
All right. Fun.
Here he is.
I'm gonna give him a little bow because he is a king, and I don't want to fucking get on his bad side if the rumors are true.
I am seated and I don't give a fuck.
That is fine. I don't think Eli would try to make you. Honestly, I feel like he knows you by now.
What are you doing here?
Ah, yes, I see you have gathered them all here. This is good.
I don't like the way you said that.
Oh lord! Oh lordy!
Excuse my axe skin, but I'm not all that great at politics.
Flicks his hands
Wait.
out and begins casting a spell.
Do I have counterspell?
Oh god. Oh god. Oh, do I? Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
I don't.
Ugh. I don't know.
I'm gonna activate my storm rune real quick.
This is a reaction if you've got time for that.
Uh,
Is your storm rune a
that's
reaction?
That's a bonus action.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's gonna be a little too slow for this, unfortunately.
sure, I'll counterspell him. I'm just scared.
Okay, go for it.
I gotta roll.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
It's a spellcasting roll.
Well, what level are you casting it at, Ash?
Oh, level 3.
Okay, so yeah.
Just whatever your spellcasting
So
stat is. D20. And I think because you're a bard, half proficiency.
Ooh.
Oh shit, so that's like... do I have a charisma that's half proficiency? I do not. Alright. We'll add 2 to this. 24!
All right, you successfully counterspell. 24.
That's a quite high counterspell.
That is a quite high
Dang.
counterspell.
Yeah.
Must you? I'm just making the room secure.
Sorry. Gut
tell us
reaction.
first.
We've been on the road for a while, sir. Your Majesty.
Your Majesty.
Oh yeah, he's the king.
Yeah, he
Oh.
stares directly at Milo, so just intense eyes.
What? You burst in here, lock the door, and start trying to cast magic on us,
Yes.
and you are offended that he didn't know who you were?
I mean, my apologies. I'm obviously fairly young and
Apologies for my
have not made my way.
apologies
East.
for my manners in this situation, but my magic was just suppressed. So, bitch, I'm the king.
Fuck.
He begins casting again.
What are you casting?
Just let him do it. Just stop
Yeah,
talking.
obviously, I know. Like,
Can I? What is Marinus Asher doing? Like, how does he look? Like, what?
He's not really responding. He doesn't seem surprised by this.
Okay.
DM.
I'll just sit back.
I knew it was bad to do the
You
counter
can roll
spell.
insight though if you want, Milos.
I'll roll insight.
DM.
Yes, draw.
Oh, got it. I'm gonna flash that.
Chances out of 10, this dude is a dragon just by looking at him.
Insight.
Insight.
Also,
I'm
you would have had
actually-
time if you do want to do another bonus action. or something, draw.
Motherfucker.
No fucking. Absolutely.
there's a certain
Dude.
countenance to him.
Absolutely has an aura to him. He's got this physical presence to him. Your like fight or flight instincts are kicking off. Like your well honed instincts as a fighter are like,
Oh my god.
this dude's powerful.
Just a random question. Did you happen to be
Are you
friends
doing
with...
this after he casts, or
Just while he's casting.
okay? Because the cast's gonna finish first. Then I'll go through the insights and stuff real quick first, though. So Drost, you read that he's got this incredibly powerful aura, which you didn't really feel with a dragon. I don't believe. I mean, they have an aura to them, so this feels different. Milos, your insight check on Marinus. He seems completely chill with all of this. It seems like this was just expected.
All right.
Right.
Then
Anyways.
I'm just going to chill.
Sorry, back to Drost. Continue.
Did you happen to be friends with... I'm trying to remember what's the second dragon's name?
Oh.
The one we killed.
Titan?
Did you
Oh yeah, D10.
friends with
D10, yes.
Titan?
You see, I'll continue this insight check here, Drost. As he's casting this, and you ask this question, you see him begin to smirk through the arcane words that he's mouthing. Then he finishes the cast, and a wall of force begins to overlay around all of the walls of this room. That's just this. You can barely see it at first, just this shimmering sheet of energy that surrounds the entire room and kind of wraps it like almost like it looks like a bubble for a second and then just disappears. That should give us time to talk, and we won't be well, no one could get in here if they tried.
Alright, so about Titan.
Now, if you would please, Bard, you hand over the shard.
What? No, it's right there on the pedestal.
No, the other one, the other shard, the one that you already admitted you have.
Oh, why? No, you didn't ask me.
I'm the king. Give me the
but
shard.
there's like a lot of kings around here.
You're in Karnath. You're in my country.
Okay, but we just got here. I'm going to stop talking here.
The shard, please.
Yeah. Eli has like bug eyes and whatnot, and he's just like digging through his bag and takes out the bundle of fine clothes that are totally ruined now that there's fucking hot ass shards in here. And
Eli,
yeah,
do you really just do what anyone tells you?
I mean, like, he's a king.
I don't give a fuck who he is. They're safer farther apart.
I don't know what you guys want me to do. I don't know what to do.
I'm gonna level with you. We probably should have put it in a pocket dimension. But then it could have done things on its own, and that would have been bad too.
Yeah, I don't know what it would do in a pocket dimension, dude. Your Majesty, this is very hot to the touch and whatnot. So just be mindful of that, I guess. Don't like slide it over.
Right, yep. He grabs it, and you see as he reaches out, you couldn't quite see his hands super well before they're. He had cast with them pretty quickly and then kind of put them back in his cloak, but they have long, spindly fingers that are very bony, and he reaches out and grabs the shard, and you begin to smell burning flesh, but he doesn't seem to react to that at all. So he picks up the shard.
This motherfucker's a lich.
Motherfucker's undead.
What would track?
Well, thank you for your cooperation. I must say, you all are, well, a lot more cooperative than I might have thought. This went over much easier than I expected. Glad we didn't have to resort to any violence or anything of that nature.
May I ask what exactly you plan to do with that, now that you have it?
You may not.
Well,
Okay.
I'm going to anyway. What exactly do you plan to do with that now that you have it?
Well, let me make a proposal to you, on the other hand, and see if this answers some of your questions in a more indirect manner. And you see his skin just begin to sort of peel away and fade into ash around him. His face is melting, his hair is just burning up around him, and the same thing is happening to Marinus.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And within a few
It's
seconds,
fools.
in the room with you are no longer two humans, but two very powerful looking Rakshasa. One you recognize, who you saw previously with Nala, and another, the mage, you do not.
See, Eli, this is when somebody tells you they're king, you don't just believe them.
All right.
You
Alright.
believe them, but you don't just do what they say. I did believe him.
None of you guys
So-
stop me.
Well, we sort of tried to. Anyway, so what, do we kill each other now?
Yes.
I'd prefer not to. Like I said, I'd prefer not to resort to violence in this situation. Mordecai.
I mentioned how
Yeah.
much I hate this
Hey.
country.
Hey, let's be civil here and talk this out. We're all stuck in this wall anyways. Just for 1
We're
second.
stuck in this world till your corpse hits the fucking floor.
Oh,
I like
true.
this one. I like this one.
How stuck in this wall are you?
I am giving you an offer here.
I don't know. If you can't run away,
He's wasting time.
No,
Just-
I'm
No, I
happy
would like
to
to
hear
speak
the
with you
offer.
all. Hey, think of it this way. If I wanted to just ambush you all and run, why would I gather you all in one place when I could not simply ask for the giant to come down here on his own and leave the bard upstairs? Would have been much simpler. Obviously, I want to cooperate with you all.
seems like hubris.
I do have that in spades. But, besides the point. Mordekash, you did an excellent job getting them all together here. Thank you for doing the work that I know you don't appreciate as much. And Mordekash, who was just addressed, the Rakshasa with a great ruined sword who fought you underneath Thaliost, speaks up as well. And just for a mental image here, Mordekash looks very like an orange tiger, and he's almost made half of flame, whereas the other one appears like a black and white tiger, sort of, rather than orange, and is in like a very regal set of robes with like, you know, big fur, and everything's like purple and gold and such. Mordekash speaks up, says, "Yes. Well, and just in case you do want to resort to violence, I must warn you," he holds up one of the opal rings in his hand. Everybody in the building above who wears one of these will come running whenever I want, filled with rage and violence against whatever target I pick. So unless you want to fight your way out of here, after fighting through us and through all of the incredibly well-trained soldiers above, well, not to mention our undead, which Durastoron here controls, I'd say, you know, if that's the route you want to take, good luck. We'll be back. But, that's up to you. I wouldn't recommend it, though. I mean, like I said, we are trying to offer you a deal here.
Wait, what's the deal you're trying to offer? Because as far as I know, your whole shtick is trying to get the worst person in the universe out of jail.
It's a matter of perspective.
What's your
Durastoron,
perspective?
the mage Rakshasa, whose name was just revealed by Mordekash. Yes, a matter of perspective indeed. It's, well, you see, we were the original inhabitants of this world, and it was stolen by the dragons. We just want it back. We want our people back. We want our old lives back. We were all imprisoned beneath this world. Do you blame us for trying to get it all back? For trying to free our people? Or are you willing to work with us and be on the right side of history as we move forward? Take a position of power. Become some of the first of man in the new age.
Your people tend to do the whole massacre thing. I don't
I mean,
think
Silver
you're
Flame do that
easy
too, so.
to get along with as you think.
But yeah,
Yes, you bring up a good point. The Silver Flame, indeed, and, well, the Chamber as well, which just sounds like you've had dealings with. Can you really trust them? Do you really think they have the best intentions in mind, or are they ancient organizations driven to enslave our people and force them underground?
are the Rakshasa enslaved?
Got the impression you guys just ran around doing your own thing.
That was sort of my
There
idea
are
too.
very few of us who are able to roam free up here. Most of us are trapped underground, as are our gods. And we seek to free them. They're bound with great chains, chains of Sybaris, chains of celestial magic, and chains we are slowly seeking to unravel. Chains we have 2 keys of here in this room. Join us. What has the church really done for you? What have the chamber done for you? Do you think the chamber didn't know exactly everything that would happen on this journey you took to get here? Do you think they
That is
didn't
kinda
know?
how the draconic prophecy works, isn't it? Like,
Indeed.
they
But
just know
didn't-
things.
They didn't intervene. How many deaths could they have prevented? Are they truly good?
Oh, are you moralizing about preventable deaths? How many people have you killed for fun?
For fun? 0. To free my
Really?
people? Many.
What are all these things you mentioned?
What was that, Trust? Sorry.
What are all these things you mentioned? The church, the chamber. You mean the silver flame?
The Silver Flame, yes, and the chamber. You've dealt with them. The organized dragons that protect the draconic prophecy and study it. The dragons, the very dragons that helped destroy our people. And the Silver Flame. Sure, they preach a wholesome message of self-worth and doing good for the sake of good. And yet, if you're different, good luck.
We're not a like. We hate the silver flame. We made up
Right.
the statement. The silver flame can poop and get blamed,
Well,
or
the
whatever it
enemy
was.
of-
Shame! It's done! It's not that We're getting off subject here.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend, yes? You and us together, you together. Let's take down the Silver Flame. Let's get rid of them once and for all. Let something
Just-
better take their place.
Dress is gonna stretch a bit and get up while he's talking.
You know, sir, what was your name again? Sorry.
Yes, I suppose that is a fair question. If we are to be working together, we should know each other's names. Durasteron,
The Rascaron.
the
All right.
Wormbreaker.
The Wormbreaker. You know,
Is that worm
that's
with
a
an
really
O
catchy
or with a
name.
Y?
This is with a
You know,
Y, yes.
I can see it now. I'm playing the lute in the new world and, talking about all of your glorious battles and how you just, die right here. I'm gonna cast Vicious Mockery.
Okay. You're gonna do that, we're gonna be rolling initiative first.
Okay.
Okay.
It's respectable.
We're wasting time with the bubble.
Actually, no. You cast Vicious Mockery.
Eh?
Does not respond.
The fuck?
Oh, remember, Eli, the pissant spells don't really work on them.
Yes, okay. I'll ignore that one. That was, you know what? For deceiving you, you get 1.
Something. What? Actually confused. Wait, what's with the pissant spells?
Okay, the really, really weak shit, like what you just tried to do,
Yeah.
no offense,
This is like out of character.
they don't have any effect on
Oh, shit.
these guys.
Rakshasa are immune to spells below a certain level. Yeah.
Wow. So I'm gonna
Also-
be useless if we fight them.
For what it's worth, Eli,
Yeah.
yeah, you can just upcast stuff. It's probably worth considering, like, no offense, guys, we're thinking about killing you anyway. We are at best 50-50 on this.
Of course. It's an offer, not a demand.
Oh no, I meant 50-50 on, like, living through a fight with you guys. And of course, we killed you before, right?
Oh, yes,
I
we're
look
hoping
at
to.
Fire Guy.
They
Whoa.
ran away.
Yeah, Mordekash speaks up again. Yes, I managed to get away that time.
Oh, yeah, right.
Mostly I wanted to protect the other asset we had there. It's very strong. And even if I were to die and come back, he cannot.
Oh, Nala, yeah.
To get him out
He
of
used
there.
to be a pal of ours.
Yeah.
Really
That's what
fell
we're
off,
hoping
got
happens
ratioed.
here.
I mean,
Nala's
I
working
shot
with us
him a
now.
good 8 times in the head.
Okay, well,
You all could come
everyone
with
has
us.
good times in bed.
Work with Nala again. Nala has seen what we do and is working alongside us.
I mean, I have no desire to work alongside Nala again.
He did have a habit of waking us up with a weapon in our face.
Also, wasn't Nala acting funny? Like, last time we saw them? Out of character?
Yeah,
Oh.
that would be the stabbing us.
Would Eli remember how Nala was acting? Was it... No, like...
How
There was-
big is the chamber we're in?
Not very large.
It's pretty small, right?
Yeah.
Can I like touch both walls? Not that small, right? It's
Not
like at
quite
least
that
15,
small.
20
Well,
feet
Dross is
around.
really fucking tall. Dross probably has to stoop a little bit in here, honestly. It's maybe another few feet past your arm span.
So, standing up, crouching a tiny bit. I don't see any way that we can get along. Not me, not with you.
I mean, I'd like to
Think about the practical.
demolish.
Yes.
I'd like to demolish the Silver Flame as much as anyone else.
We'll help you do that.
Weren't we already planning on doing that, though?
We were.
But
Excellent.
if we cooperate with you, on how many people that are innocent in other countries will die?
They don't have to die. They just need to not resist.
Okay, but that's like, that's like what the actual King of Karnath would say. Do you want to be like him?
You're assuming that I there's a misunderstanding here. I am the King of Karnath.
Oh boy, that goes way deeper than I thought it would.
I
And-
told you
and-
guys we never should have come to this
And
country.
Mordekash is Marinus Asher. These aren't disguises.
We would have needed to come here either way, or we could have let it burn, I guess.
I
You say you want to be friends. Very well. Shake on it, and I'll reach out towards him.
Frost, are you sure?
Why not? It's just a handshake.
But handshakes have power.
Oh,
I'll just stare at him.
are you attempting to deceive him in any way?
What an interesting question.
I'm trying to
the
get a
DM
vibe
has to know.
on what you're doing here, so I can figure out if this is a skill check or not.
He is making a plain offer of friendship. Not plain. He's making a sneaky offer of friendship.
A sneaky offer of friendship.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
Okay.
The important statement is you want to be friends, then shake my hand.
Okay. Well, at least one of you has some sense. I'll reach out. Usually I don't shake people's hands as king, but if this is what is required. He grabs your hand.
And I will activate my storm rune, or stone rune, which is a reaction. And
What's your stone fruit?
Drust's forearm that's grasping him will kind of light up in giantish runes and like gray swirls.
Mhm.
And a mist seeps out of his arm and attempts to enter the Rakshasa. And
What?
I need him to make me a wisdom saving throw. as I
Alright.
attempt to charm him. If he's immune to charm effects, then it just doesn't work.
What's the DC?
DC 15.
That is a big pass.
Big pass. Alright, well, he might feel a little woozy, but nothing happens.
That might be the number 2.
Guys, I need you to understand that conventional trickery is just not going to work
Yes, do we
here.
all understand the situation now? Don't you want
Yes.
somebody like me on your side working with you? Wouldn't that be
Well-
much nicer?
Well, yes, someone like you, except like not actively trying to destroy the world.
I'm not
Or
trying to
take it
destroy the
over, or
world, I'm trying to
whatever.
save it. I'm trying to
Okay,
free
but-
my people, trying to free our gods who are wrongfully imprisoned.
You understand that the difference
explain
between a
the
freedom fighter and a
Northland.
terrorist is really determined by national borders, right?
I suppose that depends on which side of that border you put yourself on. So
Yes.
that's what I'm asking you. Which side of that border are you willing to put yourself on?
Well, I don't really choose sides.
So we're gonna be here a while.
I suppose so.
No. If you're not trying to destroy the world, explain the Mournlands.
That is true. There are giant swaths of the continent that are uninhabitable now.
And full of dead people who used to live there.
Unfortunate.
Floating dead people!
Yes.
You know how many dead people I ran into and had to realign because of your fucking asses?
Yes,
Okay, Eli's
I'm
had some
aware.
trauma.
I have a shadow
Yes,
now! I have a second shadow! God
People,
fucking
you know,
fuck you!
people rumor that I don't have a shadow. It's the funniest thing. Anyways. Yes.
He's a little mad.
Unfortunate circumstances caused by the actions of the Silver Flame. They are the ones who imprisoned our gods in the first place. They are the ones who use these magics, these great, powerful seals that protect the fragments of our deities. It's unfortunate that breaking through them causes such destruction. But should you really blame the one picking the lock, or should you blame the lock and the one who made the lock?
So the thing is that you're picking a lock that has millions of people living in it, and you're picking it with explosives.
As you're saying that, Leroy, you all hear an extremely loud clanging sound from outside the wall. Through the doorway, you all look over. You've been very focused, of course, and you see somebody on the other side of this invisible wall that is covering the doorway smashing a shield against the wall repeatedly.
What?
Are they all right?
The fuck is that?
Both Mordekash puts a hand on his sword, and Thrasteron draws his hands from his cloak, ready to cast if need be. Seems we have an unwelcome guest. You see whoever this is on the outside of the wall bashing the shield, and then eventually the shield finds purchase on the wall and begins just piercing through it, not breaking the wall, but like somebody is forcing their way through this wall. The edge of the shield just burning. It's the entire that side of the room. It begins to just glow hot fire, like, and the shield emerges the other side. One limb breaks through and another limb breaks through. And you see another familiar form, one you haven't seen in a long time.
Fuck.
Paladin
SAO.
of the Silver Flame.
Oh,
Female,
fuck.
with a shield emblazoned with a coatl.
This bitch.
Only now her skin is pale, and dripping from her eyes is a dark substance as you see a changed Catalina Barask. Well, took long enough to track you down. She's looking directly at the restaurant. You lot, we've had our beef before, but well, what do you say we take these two down? Enemy of my enemy is my friend, right?
DM, can I get an action here?
Sure.
Can I get a bonus action?
Unless it's an
Can I
action.
get a snarky comment?
Depends on what the actions are, and we might just roll initiative for next time. But
You would have no idea, lady, how ironic that sentence is.
The action is throwing an object.
at a target.
Shit.
Yep.
Is the object the king of Karnath?
The King of Karnath is the target.
What is the object? Because if it's like a hammer or something, we're gonna roll initiative.
It's a little thing referred to as the Iron Bands of Bolaro that I have in my bag.
What?
It's a magic item we just picked up that I can throw in a utter command word, and it turns into chains, and I have to make an attack roll.
What about
Okay.
pocket sand?
I think that will be an action for a combat turn. Yes,
All right, sounds good.
but that's where we're gonna leave
I
off
take-
for tonight.
Can I take my bonus action?
Yes, unless it's something combat related.
Oh, I just wanted to change my gauntlets into a crossbow and point it at Catalina.
That's fine. You can do that.
And say, oh, you know, just because we're enemies with them doesn't make us allies with you. You suddenly don't become not our enemy just because the target of your racism left the continent. Go back to
Oh,
Brain
she's
where
gone,
you
is
came
she?
from.
Well, that's not my problem anymore then. You lot, though, these two are my problem. Let's take care of them, yes? I don't care what they told you. We're gonna work together on this.
Oh,
You get no cooperation from
we said we'd kill you, but maybe later.
Well, you're gonna have to choose real quick, and she begins rushing into combat with Darastaron and Mordekash. So, that is where we're gonna leave off for this week's session. There are three very powerful
You mean this
figures.
session?
What's up?
Jesus.
You mean this month?
No, we broke the
session?
curse because this week broke the cycle. This is a week early for a month, so
Hashtag
this
we
quarter
did it.
session?
We broke the curse. We did it. We broke the curse.
It's gonna be 5 weeks next time.
Sorry
Gets
for
out.
handing over the shard, guys.
It's okay, you're just weak-willed, and I blame you.
I hate this country so much.
Also, none of you
never
guys said
should've come here.
anything.
I did.
I was like,
Actually,
are
I made
you?
a statement, which was, do you just do whatever people fucking tell you to do? And you were like, yes. And then
After I was like,
Well, no, I said, he's a king.
so.
You guys can still take it back. He's literally in the room with you. Both
Yeah.
of them are.
yeah.
Yeah.
However,
What do you say we let Catalina and the Rakshasas like fuck each
Yeah.
other for a little bit, and then we third party?
I'm down.
Oh no, I'm going straight in.
I'm
Oh,
going.
I mean,
straight in
obviously
at Catalina.
we
I don't-
help.
I don't know about no. What?
There is a caster within my melee range. I will beat this man to a fucking pulp.
and you will beat this man to a fucking pulp, hopefully, or be beat to a fucking pulp yourself next time on Destination Divergence.